Hi, my name is Megan Parker, and I'll be speaking to you today about Murphy's Law. I guarantee you everybody in this room has had one of those days where just nothing goes right. For me, it always starts in the morning. I've got something big going on that day, and I oversleep right through my alarm. If you've ever had a day like that, then you've been a victim of Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law states that anything that can go wrong will. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history of Murphy's Law and how it's going to impact your day-to-day life. Our story begins with these two handsome fellas. These are Colonel John Paul Stopp and Edward A. Murphy. Now, the two of these were studying G-forces and built a rocket-powered sled that launched to 632 miles an hour in 5 seconds and slowed down to a dead stop in 1.4. And that would put in extraordinary pressures on the body. I mean, 20 times that an astronaut experiences when they get launched through the atmosphere. Captain Murphy's job in this scenario was to build a harness that would not only keep Stopp safe while he was being launched, but also measure the pressures on his body through sensors. On the day that Murphy installed the sensors, there were two ways that he could put them in, and he did them wrong. So the day came after the experiment. Colonel Stopp came out with temporary blindness, bloodshot eyes, bleeding sores all over his body. And because the sensors were installed wrong, all of the sensors read 0, and it was all for nothing. After Murphy realized what happened, he said that if there are more than two ways to do something and one of those results in catastrophe, that someone will do it that way. And through time, that phrase has been shortened into, if anything can go wrong, it will. Now, in pop culture, you see it everywhere. You'll see it in a TV show, you'll see it in movies. Somebody does something, it goes wrong, and they spend the rest of the movie fixing it. But there are some actual pretty real life scenarios that are like this. One, for example, being the Fukushima power plant. On March 11th, 2011, a earthquake hit off the coast of Japan just far enough out to cause a huge tsunami to crash into the Fukushima Daiichi power plant. This, of course, caused all the power to go out, their backup systems to fail, and the reactors one by one melted down. These meltdowns release huge amounts of radiation into the atmosphere, and to this day, 4 of those still have not been decommissioned. Now, of the 11 reactors that were affected, this is the only one that had a full meltdown, and this was the one closest to populations. And if the earthquake had hit any closer to the island, it wouldn't have been an issue at all. So of course this is just Murphy's Law happening over and over again. Now the role that Murphy's Law is going to play in your life is going to generally depend on whether you are an optimist or a pessimist. How many of you guys would say that you guys are optimists?
I am.
And pessimists? Okay, cool. So, as a general rule, optimists win at life. According to psychology, they experience less stress and handle the stress more effectively. Optimistic people recover from injuries and illnesses quicker than pessimistic people do, and they even have a lower risk for chronic diseases like heart disease, high blood pressure, and even type 2 diabetes. On the opposite side, pessimism has been linked to mental illness, substance abuse, chronic illnesses, and just a general give-up attitude. But pessimists actually win at Murphy's Law. Pretty cool. Murphy's Law says the thing that pessimists say all the time: this is going to go wrong. Now, because of that tendency, pessimists tend to plan a little more. For example, if it's got a 50% chance of raining outside, an optimist will probably just say, oh, it probably won't rain, I'm just going to go, you know? But a pessimist will probably not only have an umbrella or two on them, but maybe like some rain boots in the car. So, if you are a pessimist, you are prepared for Murphy's Law to happen. In conclusion, I mean, Murphy's Law isn't science. This isn't something that's actually happened. So maybe take it with a little grain of salt. But Murphy's Law definitely is going to impact your day-to-day life, and now you know a little bit about it and can hopefully prevent yourself from becoming a victim.